the Hot Shot Challenge, the show that brings the best amateur bowling to your living room week after week. I'm Tom Kraus, along with Jack Fitzgerald again this week. Admiral Tom Kelly's going to defend the title he took last week from Phil Kowalski. And also this week was our first week that we had our women's qualifying tournament at Bradley Bowl. And Kim Carmen gave it a real good shot. She came very, very close to making the show, and maybe we'll see her next week. So if any of you houses out there want to have a women's qualifier, just get in contact with us here at Riverdale Lanes. We got a great show lined up for you, so sit back and relax, and we'll be back with our first match. Bob Pilastri, should be an interesting match. Jack, good to have you here with us. I didn't forget you this week.
Thank you. It's so good to be wanted and welcomed and appreciated.
Bob Pilastri, first time on Hot Shot Challenge out of Brantford, Connecticut. He's an engineer by occupation, age 58. Bowls out of Cherry Hill, Brantford. First ball, first match. Yeah, looks pretty good. If it finishes, gets the mix. No. His titles are State and County Scratch Team 1986, State Seniors and Doubles, all events 1989-90. Hobbies are golf, bowling, and fishing. Sorry to interrupt you, Jack.
Quite all right. Pretty active gentleman. As a matter of fact, he shot some big numbers to qualify this week down in his local center. Shot a 700 series, so.
And he left before, so.
I was just going to say we should see some big numbers here today, but the camera might have gotten him on that one. All right, first frame's out of the way for Bob. Let's see what Mark can do with it.
And Mark Talmadge has been on the show before. He's out of Westfield, Mass. Machinist by occupation, 33 years of age. Bowls right out of beautiful Riverdale Lanes. 300 games to his credit.
Yeah, Mark is the second half of a famous father-son combination. They bowl in many leagues and tournaments together and do quite well.
Whoa!
Nice hit, got the wiggle.
Didn't fall, though, and his titles are City Single Scratch title. His hobbies are golf and volleyball.
Well, interestingly enough, he's going to change equipment for his spare shots, or at least for this one.
Okay, he'll be shooting the 4-pin. And he covers.
All right, good shot. Sometimes when you start on that side, you pick up a little of the heavier oil in the middle, and that ball won't come back. It's kind of a shot that gives me a lot of trouble. But he was able to carry it.
Glad to have all you viewers with us here on Hot Shot Challenge, WTXX Channel 20. Had a great week of qualifying for Hot Shot Challenge. Turned out some good numbers. The houses did very well. We'll be getting into that in a little bit. Second frame for Mark Talmadge right there. Gets the mix, yes. So as Bob Pilastri comes back up, Jack, I'll let you introduce our guest in the booth.
Yes, we're lucky to have with us here today Red Burnham from Bradley Bowl, general manager down there, who had qualifyings at his house this week and sent quite a few entries up.
Bob's second frame, a little heavy. That's right, and it turned out Kim Carmen, she came very close to making the show. I'm sure she's going to be back next week.
That's right. We've had quite a few ladies entering in the last few weeks, and this was the best showing by Kim. She was probably in fourth place up to the last game, and only shot a 186. Didn't quite make it. She'll be back.
And Bob covers up to 610, so he gets on the board here in a second frame. Has to be a little bit of pressure off his mind. Hey, Red, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. So Bob's third frame. It's pretty good. No mix.
Okay, he's still trying to find his way to the pocket. I'm sure he'll be there as a veteran of many bowling wars. He'll be in there very shortly.
Red, you had a great turnout this week at the in your qualifier.
Yeah, we picked up a little bit more, and I think we're going to see a lot more in coming weeks. It looks like we had some problems in our area because the local city tournament was going on, so a lot of the bowlers couldn't qualify because if they did make it, they wouldn't have been able to make the show this week because they're down bowling in Hartford. But I think we'll see a better turnout next week and weeks to come.
Well, Kim almost made the show. You must know her a little bit better than we do here.
Kim's probably the best bowler in Connecticut right now. Last year she averaged over 200, and in fact the other night when she was bowling in the qualifying, she shot a 277 game, and she shot 298 earlier this year. So Kim is a very qualified bowler. In fact, talking to her today, she said that even if the girls didn't qualify, she'd be back here to bowl against the guys.
Great. Well, that's great to hear. As we're talking, Mark Talmadge doubles.
I'm going to say the boys are going to have to start worrying about her. The girls are serving notice that
Well, Jack, I think
it's
they
not
already-
a man's world.
Yeah, they already were in the final qualifying. They already were. She put some heat on some people, so it'll be interesting to see what happens as this develops. And we invite all you women, come on out and bowl. Try to qualify for Hot Shot Challenge. Call your local house and see if they have a women's qualifier. If not, get right in there with the men.
Yeah, let's see if Mark can get that triple. He buried that last shot. Looks good again.
Forget about it. 3 in a row, Mark Talmadge, and he is fired up at this point in the match. And Bob Pilastri has a little bit of work cut out for him as we move into the 4th frame.
Well, Mark seems extremely happy at the moment. Bob
Spare
doesn't
up
look
for
nervous
Bob.
at all.
Brings it in, Brooklyn side. Well, Red, I also understand we promoted last week. You're running a bowling camp this summer. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we've been running the camp now down for, let's see, I guess it's about 8 or 10 years now. We run it in the summertime, and it's a very extensive type of camp for those who'd like to bowl. We have a week for adults, and we have a week for what we call the junior camp, which is for kids between 11 and 19. And we bring in some of the best instructors in the country. I mean, of course, names that are quite familiar to bowlers in this area, Billy Spigner and Paul Moser, and this year we're bringing in Pat Costello. So it's a kind of a camp where a kid is going to go, he comes to the camp, he spends anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day on the bowling lanes, learning how to bowl for a week.
Is there any type of minimum qualifications you need to get into the camp, or is it an open
It's
forum
just
type
age.
thing? Well, I have age, Red, so maybe they can even help me out.
Well, I tell you, we've had people in our camp in the junior camp as young as 11 years old, and we've had senior citizens as old as 72. So, I mean, the camp is that extensive, and there's something there for everybody.
So Jack, there's hope for Orv. They'll take him up to 72.
Poor
I
Orv.
think he just slips in.
We're back to picking on Orv again.
Moving to the 5th frame, Mark Talmadge, 3 strikes up, substantial lead, looking to add to it.
Yeah, but for our bowling fans out there, it's one of the biggest problems in the game is forgetting the basics. And it never hurts to go back and go back over your basics, get it down as part of your game, and put at least 10 pins on your average, and it'll pay for itself. It's well worthwhile for anybody that wants to take advantage of it.
We encourage you to-
First-class operation.
Yep. There it is, 4 in a row, Mark
Oh,
Talmadge.
and Mark is hot. He's found that line, and he's loose.
Making it look easy.
All right, he's coming up on that 7 in a row.
Well, he struggled. His first time on the show a few months back, he struggled. And in fact, as he sat down after his first couple of frames, he said a little bit better than last time. So
Right, he vowed he'd be back.
Yep.
And here he is.
looking for his 5th and 6th frames. Swings it out. Will it finish? Right there. Oh, Big 10. Nice ball.
Nice ball, tough tap.
So we encourage all you bowlers out there to get a hold of Bradley Lanes. Red, they can talk to anybody when they call, or should they ask for you direct?
Oh, he answers the phone all the time down there. So far, he's handled all the calls we sent him last week.
Well,
So
we know
give him a call. Tie
You
him
got a
up.
way to sit in with us, so somebody has to be there.
Yeah, anybody that calls can usually get the information. They can ask for myself, or they can ask for Lindy Tikaz, and they can. She will be glad to help out.
Okay, while we were speaking, Mark Talmadge missed the 10-pin. Gives Bob Pilastri a little bit of life here. He can start striking here in the 6th.
Guess he nursed that one just a little too much. So you got to throw with confidence. You know where your mark is and go right after it. Hit it.
Right there, yes, threw it when he had to. Big ball for Bob Pilastri.
Okay, this is an important time for him to start striking. He can jump all over that open and catch up very quickly here. He needs to do it.
We're very privileged this week. We've got 2 gentlemen that are proprietors for many, many years in the Western Mass and Connecticut area, so a lot of experience and knowledge in the booth.
Who dat? Who dat?
Looking for a double. Yes, splits them apart, and Bob Pilastri comes on strong in the 6th and the 7th.
All right, let's see if Mark can get back on track now, because Bob's making a run at him.
7th frame. Mark Talmadge off and open. Needs to get back on track here.
We've got 181 to
How's it look? A little heavy. Baby split. So
I'm sorry, we have an 81 to 109 through the fifth.
Well, Bob's certainly in the match. And
I
Mark
keep my
Talmadge,
long distance glasses on here.
Mark Talmadge doesn't want to let up. And
Oh, Mark's got a little bit of a problem here. It's easily made, but conditions are getting a little tenser here
shooting the
as the match
310.
tightens up.
So now we'll come back.
He's
Yeah,
got it.
nice shot. Mark Talmadge, and he is extremely happy with that shot.
Oh, that was very important. He didn't need another open at this point. Now he's 137 through the sixth, and we have Bob on a double.
Okay, 8th frame.
Strike
Spare
here
up.
can give a 111 versus 137.
Spare up for Mark Talmadge, 8th frame. Gets it out. How's it look? Looking for the mix. Yes, strikes in the 8th. Big ball for Mark Talmadge. And Bob Pilastri really has no choice here in the 8th but to try to just keep the strikes rolling. That was an important shot for Mark Talmadge. 8th frame. 2 up, looking for his 3rd.
Doesn't waste much time. It's right out
A
there
little
after
bit more on
business.
that one. Looking for the
Another
mix.
mix.
Yes, 3 in a row. Bob Pilastri.
16 pins. Down 16.
All right, that'll bring him
He's
within
down by-
16 pins at this point.
And there you see our score. 9th frame. 3 up for Bob Pilastri, looking for his 4th in a row.
This is a big one here. That'll put all the pressure back on Mark. So Mark doesn't know what he'll do in the 10th.
There, Brooklyn side. Yes, the Brooklyn strike. 4 strikes in a row. You got to love it, Jack.
Yep. He
Well,
pulled that over, but it was a good mistake. That's my kind of shot. All right, that brings him within 6 pins on that mark.
okay, Mark Talmadge has a lot of pressure on him as he steps to the line. 9th frame, strike up.
Needs the double here in case Bob throws another one.
Well, he can
Big
still,
frame.
He can still shut him out. Big
It's out
ball in the
there.
match.
It's back.
Yes, strikes in the 9th. Now, Mark,
We got a
go
barn
out.
burner here.
Yeah, Mark can go out 247. 3 in the 10th. Best Bob Pilastri can do is 231. Okay, 10th frame. 2 strikes up. Mark Talmadge.
Yeah.
Leads the first one.
Tightens
Man, a
up
little
line.
heavy. Oh,
Little heavy on that
just a little bit heavy.
one. Yeah, he didn't get that out as far as he wanted, but
Tell you what, Bob Pilastri showed me something this match, Jack. He had a lot of trouble getting out of the gate, but he has certainly come on strong.
well, he's going to have to bowl to beat him.
Put himself in a position where he has an opportunity to get the match. He will have a shot when he gets to the line. Bob Pilastri will have destiny in his own hands.
It's a pin you don't shoot at very often. He covers it well.
A strike here, Mark Talmadge can go out 226, and Bob Pilastri is on a 231 clip, so he's going to need 2 strikes,
Double and 6.
and he will win.
Yep, needs a double and 6. I got Red Burnham here right next to me with a computer brain. He's doing this faster than the computers. He's done a lot of scoring over the years, I read. I usually try to get out of that job. Mark's out there.
Talmadge right there, yes. Goes out
Right,
with a
nice
fine
finish.
226 game from Mark Talmadge. And now Bob Pilastri steps to the line. 10th frame, he has fought back, put himself in a position to throw 2 strikes and a 6, and he will win. He needs 2. But you have to get 1 to get 2, Jack.
Yep, one at a time.
Strike here, he stays alive. Anything less, and he loses the match.
Okay. Doesn't waste time, goes right after it. It's the best
Lot of
way.
pressure. Will it finish?
Looks good.
Oh, left a solid
Tough
10, and that'll do it for Bob Pilastri. And you have to feel for Bob, because that was a beautiful
Now
ball.
he knows he bowled well, so it's just
What
the
a
breaks of the
match.
game.
What a match, Jack. Tell you, he fought back. did a fine job, and he covers up the 10 pin. Mark Talmadge shot a great 226, and usually in our first match, that's more than enough to win, but he just barely snuck under the wire here.
I hope this is a sign of the matches to come here. We're going to have an exciting afternoon.
Yeah. No, Bob can go out 210 with a strike. A fine showing. I'm sure he'll be back out for Hot Shot Challenge, and he does. Bob Pilastri goes out 210. Mark Talmadge 226. Stay tuned. We've got a great match coming up, and we'll be right back.
Only one man has ever...
Talmadge moving up the ladder, facing a familiar face, Phil Kowalski.
Yeah, we just can't get Phil off the show, can we?
Oh, he's made many appearances. Here's Phil's first ball, second match.
I'm sure he wants another crack at Mr. Kelly.
There, bang, blows him out. Starts off with a powerful strike. That's right. Phil lost the title last week to Admiral Tom Kelly. He's going to have to get through Mark Talmadge first, and Mark bowled a fine 226. Here's Mark's first ball, second match. Swings it out with a finish. Right there, yes. Both men out of the gate very quickly. Start out with strikes.
It looks like he hasn't lost anything in the interim here.
We had a great match, our first match. 2 good scores. Exciting to the wire. Let's hope for the same this match.
Mark certainly doesn't appear to be nervous today, does he? I think he's a seasoned TV veteran now.
Second frame, strike up.
See the size of Mark's hand. He has a large span. Able to keep that ball in his palm, get a lot of control off it. It's out and back.
Finish, no, leaves.
Not heavy enough. Leaves the bucket. See if he plays it straight down or if he tries to cross the oil this time.
2-4-5-8.
He's got to get back there to cover that 8.
Second frame for Mark Talmadge.
Changes balls again. Down the
Swings it out
inside.
right there. Yes, nice shot. So Mark comes out fairly well early, and Phil Kowalski steps back to the line. Phil's from South Hadley, Mass. He's a resident pro at Wilbraham 10-pin. Bowls out of Fairlanes Chicopee and Reds Place, Bradley Bull. Second frame, strike up.
Mark has a 6-pair on his strike. Phil is on a strike.
See if it finishes. It's the mix. Oh, no. Messenger. Oh, the 7-10. Wow.
Gave it a wiggle, but couldn't carry it. Came in just a little too wide for him that time.
Jackie's going to pick it up.
Oh, we'd love to see it.
Got the feeling here he's going to hammer it out of there.
Wish we had Orv here to get the statistics on that. Maybe Red knows. What's the odd on that shot?
I don't know. I don't know, Jack.
So Phil starts out strike spare, and Mark Talmadge, same situation.
I know in the country last year there was about 2,000 or 3,000 or
2,000 or 3,000 7-10s made.
7-10s made
Wow.
last year.
Third frame for Phil, off and open.
I know it's pretty high. I'd like to say 10,001, but
Brooklyn strike. Beautiful ball, Jack. I love him. Maybe I could talk to Red about getting the Brooklyn only tournament.
I'd have a chance at that one.
All right, third frame for Mark Talmadge.
Okay, Mark with a strike and a 6-pair. 20 in the first box.
Struck last time on lane 4, and he does it again. So lane 4 is no mystery for Mark Talmadge. Let's see what he does here on lane 3. You see our score. Mark Talmadge enjoying a 12-pin lead early on in the match. Looking to come from the last post and go all the way to the top. Fourth frame wants to double. Right there. Mix, taps, yes.
He's looking solid now. He's going to be tough to beat.
Phil Kowalski has his work cut out for him.
Phil knows his pair. He knows what he has to do. And he's lined up. He should have a good one here.
Fourth frame. Needs a strike to keep the pace. We'll finish with a mix. Wow, a lot of action. Well, Red, you ever notice Phil put up some big numbers down in
Phil
your
does
house?
very well at our house. Phil averages up in the 2 teens at our bowling center. Yep. He's a very capable bowler. He's been around quite a while now. I think he'll do well here. I notice he's using a harder ball than what he normally uses.
Yeah, he tried.
And I think I wouldn't be surprised if I see him switch balls. Because his last 2 shots, that swishing 7-10 that he left, it's just a case where the ball didn't finish enough for him.
Yep.
And he did the same thing back here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him looking at a softer urethane ball.
Well, I think as you speak, Red, he's doing that. I think he has switched. Gives a lot of room. Never came back, so he's a little bit of a mystery, and he had some problems warming up, if you noticed. He wasn't very comfortable in his warm-ups.
He doesn't have a lot of time to make a lot of changes.
This is head-on-head scratch bowling, sudden death. 1, 2, 4.
He fires hard to make it.
Well, Mark Talmadge comes to the line, 5th frame, working on a double. It's been a while since we've had 7 in a row, Jack.
You're right, it has. We've come close a few times with Tom and Phil. And maybe Mark's the kid to do it today. He's lined up pretty well.
Let's see if he can get his 3rd here on lane 4. A lot of lift. Puts it out. Will it finish right there? Bang. 3 in a row. Mark Talmadge. And he is on fire here.
Yeah, he's at home.
Beautiful ball. He's determined. He's got it's like a totally different bowler from the first time he was on TV.
Right, he was a little nervous the first time, but certainly overcome it today. That happens to all of them, but not everybody bounces back this easily. This is good.
6th frame, 3 strikes up, looking for his 4th.
Takes a breath, relaxes.
Shut that one down a little early, I think. Right there, bang. 4 strikes in a row. Mark Talmadge and Phil Kowalski is, as they say, the heat is on. I have an interesting story, Jack. Fred King bowls here, and he has a team called Fred's Phillies, and some very interesting things happened this week that I've been asked to report on.
Well, there's always something interesting with that team.
Strike. Beautiful ball for
Right
Phil
back at
Kowalski.
him. All right.
Well, Fred was bowling, and his team is Fred's Phillies, and I believe it's himself and a group of women. The match was on the line. He stepped up to the line, goes to the line, needed, I believe, a strike or just a mark to win. He trips, fouls on 2 lanes. I don't know if that's ever been done. He fouled both lanes.
And it might be a first at Riverdale, but we're glad to see a notoriety like our good friend Fred do that. That team has an awful lot of fun. They get all the enjoyment out of the bowling that people should.
Well, he fouled on both lanes. The Phillies were extremely upset, all of them.
That's my wife's team.
And he blew the match, Jack. So, Fred, we know you're watching. Nothing gets by us here on Hot Shot Challenge. We're always watching. That's Phil Kowalski, spares in the 7th.
That's right. The girls are still counting on him. He'll come through.
7th frame. Mark Talmadge, 4 strikes up, looking for his 5th. Fred, I won't tell you who wanted me to report on it, but her initials are Pat.
You mean Pat from Riverdale?
Ball right there. Yes, 5 strikes in a row. Mark Talmadge. Forget about it.
It's
No
going to be
doubt
tough.
when you put that one down, Jack.
It's going to be tough to shake him off the track down. He's just bowling with extreme confidence. He's not wasting any time and attacking those lanes.
You see Phil Kowalski, and he's not enjoying what he's looking at right now as he checks the score.
You know, he knows what he's got to do. Been here before.
Strike here, and it's a 55-10 lead. An extended lead by 10 every time he throws the ball.
In fact, I think Phil was the last gentleman to get to 7 in a row, I believe. So he can't do it.
6 here. And yes, it's going his way tonight on Hot Shot Challenge. Mark Talmadge strings 6 strikes in a row. Wow.
He's excited.
Well, Phil Kowalski, just to have any type of a chance, he needs to throw 5.
Here's one.
Bang.
No doubt about that. That was easy. I couldn't even see that.
He looked a little bit more relaxed when he got to the line there, and he just blew him out.
Yeah, he knows what he's got to do, and he's not going to waste any time. He's
It's going to be a hard road to hoe.
strike out, and he can do it.
9th frame, needs a strike. Puts it
There's
out.
another one.
A little bit heavy. Mark Talmadge right now is looking very, very strong. As Phil Kowalski just never...
Looks like he's going to be denied that rematch with Mr. Kelly.
Yep. Well, Jack, a couple things are working here. Mark Talmadge steps to the line for the 9th frame. He can increase his lead of this. Has the match well in hand, but also the big 7-in-a-row jackpot. Hasn't been hit for months, and he could do it. Not to put any pressure on him.
And that pot goes up $5 a week. How high is it now, Tom? What's
Well, let's see if he makes it. Right there, and yes, Mark
He's got
Talmadge
him.
wins.
He could smell the money.
7-in-a-row jackpot. And Jack, it's been so many weeks, we'll have to check and see what it's up to.
I'll have to check the bank account, see if we've got enough in there.
That's right. That's right.
Mark's loose. He's happy. And
Yeah, Mark's won. He's won the match. Seven in a row can make it 8 here. Puts it out. How's it look? Heavy. Heavy. Oh, almost caught a break.
he's still playing a tighter line on that lane. He's gotten away with it a few times. Be interesting to see if he stays there. But it's hard to change anything when you got 7 in a row.
Yep. Well, Mark Talmadge will be challenging for the title this week. And he should be in the 250 range. Good shot of the lane. So he's 249 plus. He'll be in the 250s. He's improved. He hasn't left himself a lot of room for the next match, Jack.
Oh, I'm sure he's got more in him. He doesn't appear to want to slow down at this point.
Started out 226, and could be 259 with a strike here.
Yeah, there's no coasting on television.
And Mark's last ball. And let's see how he finished. There it is. Mark Talmadge goes out 259. What a game. Admiral Tom Kelly better call for some reinforcements.
Well, Tom's watching in the background here, and he's running over to take a little extra tune-up.
And Phil Kowalski finishes out here. Nice ball.
That's strong. There's the ball he's looking for. He had it all the time.
Phil's a regular on this show, Jack, so we don't have to... everyone knows he's a fine, fine bowler. We encourage you, if you're in the Wilbraham area, to stop by and see him in his pro shop. And we're sure he'll be back on the show. We out. There it is, 2 in a row.
Making it look easy now.
Well, strike here, he goes out 195. A lot going on this week. Mark Talmadge won the 7 in a row. We've got the home viewers jackpot.
That's a good game on this pair. The last few weeks, 195 would take it all.
Yep. Home viewers jackpot next game is worth, I believe, $55 this week. There it is. Phil goes out nicely. 195.
Nice finish.
Mark Talmadge goes out with a big 259. The championship match is coming right up, so stay tuned.
More than just another how-to video.
Talmadge is going against our champion, Tom Kelly. Tom is elected to start on lane 3.
Boy, notice everybody's in dark colors this week. I wonder if that has anything to do with the old theory of their strength in dark colors.
We know it's working for Mark thus far. First ball, championship match. Swings it out. Brooklyn. Wow. Tom Kelly is from the USS Fulton, Navy electrician 3rd class, 28 years of age, Bowls out of the sub-base Groton, hometown Brooklyn, New York. High series 793, high game 299. Obvious ping pong. Left to 3-6. And he's chopped. Oh, I thought he was going to chop it. All right, Mark Talmadge comes to the line.
That was a little, played that a little too close, but
How much better can Mark get, Jack? That's the question.
so he's able to spare in that first frame and get it in under his belt. Because there's not time to make any mistakes in this match.
See if Mark can stay hot here as he moves into the championship match. Puts it out right there. Yes. Keeps it going.
He loves that lane 4.
We got a lot at stake here to championship a Hot Shot Challenge and Tom Kelly's reputation on the USS Fulton, which is at stake every time he comes to the line, Jack. These guys don't give him any slack, I heard. Mark looking to double early on. Looking to double, a little heavy. Avoids the split, almost catches a break.
Almost got lucky, but he's still playing that tight line on lane 3.
Well, Red, we know the pro bowlers are coming out to your house in April. Now, would these gentlemen bowling here be considered in the Pro-Am?
Well, actually, bowlers like this caliber could bowl in the qualifying to get into the pro tournament itself. We run a couple of qualifiers. We run 3 qualifiers for pro spots, and there'll be 3 of them that will qualify to bowl right along with the pros. But the Pro-Am, of course, is the big event. I mean, for the amateur bowler, and we'll have 2 days of Pro-Ams. One will be on April 15th on a Sunday, and the other is on April 17th on a Tuesday. And there's still plenty of room for anybody who'd like to get in. They can just call the bowling center, call Bradley Bowl, and we can give them all the information.
It's April 15th and April 17th, correct?
Right.
Whoa,
Of course.
Tom Kelly lost it in the channel. Excuse me. Wow.
Well, I noticed, Tom, when he was warming up, he was playing it real close to the edge. He was throwing a lot of balls right out to the edge, bringing it back, but that one just couldn't make the hill.
That one's lost at sea, as they call it, Red.
Well, that's the danger. You don't have much room for error out there.
Nope.
All right, so April 15th and 17th, call up Bradley Bowl, find out about the Pro-Am, or they can contact and just find out about getting tickets to come watch the pros,
Right.
correct?
And that's a very exciting event every year for anybody interested in bowling. You see the best in the world.
Tom opens here in the second.
Of course,
Well, I'll
another-
be down there to check out the pros.
And of course, then we have the Junior Pro-Am, which will be on April 14th. And that sells out every year. So if there's any junior bowlers who would like to bowl along with the pros, this is a great event. It's on Saturday. They get to bowl along with the pros, then they go out to dinner with the pros afterward. It's a great time. So I think the juniors, last year we had well over 200 of them, and I know we'll do the same thing again this year.
For a big throw for any child out there. See if Tom can bring it in. Tom Kelly's struggling here early in the match. He's open in the second, and he's got another tough split in the third. We encourage everybody, get a hold of Bradley Bowl, find out about the pro tournament, get your kids out there. They can bowl with the pros, have a nice dinner with them, and I'm sure the pros do a great job with the kids.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Just fantastic.
All my children have participated in that, and it was one of the highlights of their bowling experiences. They still remember meeting and dining with the bowling with the pros.
I think all of us who are involved in, be it bowling or any kind of a sport, we all have our heroes. And of course, junior bowlers have their bowling heroes,
Sure.
and there's nothing more exciting to spend maybe an hour or two with your hero.
Yep,
That's
so-
why I used to like being here with Orv, because he was my hero, Jack.
Gee, Orv.
Orv's watching you as I'm kidding.
You're embarrassing him now. He's blushing back there.
Third frame, Mark Talmadge. Bang! You're right, Jack. He loves lane 4.
Mark has struck in the first frame of every game, but he hasn't been able to but he wasn't able to strike in the second frame. But he comes back with 1 and a third, and all 3 games he has started this way.
Well, he has a golden opportunity here to just take an enormous lead early on in the match, as Tom Kelly is struggling a little bit. And he's in the 4th frame now. Mark Talmadge looking to double up. 226 the first game, 2 in the 250s the second game. Looks like pretty much the same thus far. Puts it out right there. Yes, taps it in and doubles.
Okay, he moved a little bit farther outside on that one, and it was a line that did carry. He's not going to get as much trouble out there. It's a small adjustment. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it worked.
You fans looked at that first frame, said 10. That's absolutely right. Tom Kelly had a ball to win the channel.
Mark's bowling with a lot of confidence. You can see that. He's found himself a very comfortable line, and he's just...
Whoa, Tom Kelly lost it again, Red. Excuse me. It's
Tom seems
channel
a little,
again. Wow.
a little discombobulated this morning. That's the way I bowl, but
Big difference in the angles that these two bowlers are playing. Mark's playing it in tight around the second arrow, in between the second and third arrow, and Tom's throwing the ball out to the edge.
well, that's true, because I think the last few weeks they've had to go out there to score.
And he gets a spare. Big ball for Tom Kelly. He might look back at the end of this match and point to that ball right there.
But the lanes seem to be a little different this week, but he can score from out there. He just did, so.
I'm sure it's frustrating for him, especially with his opponent
We've got a way to go.
blowing him out early on, blowing the strikes out. Fifth frame, spare up. That looks pretty good. A little bit heavy. Will it go? No. Almost.
It almost knocked it over, and then it stood it right back up.
So, Red, you're a busy man then. You've got the bowling camps going, you've got the pros coming in, and
There's all sorts of things going on. This is a busy time of the year for bowling centers.
Yeah, well, Red never sleeps, you know.
well, see, Jack's got you not sleeping. He's got you always at the bowling lanes, answering the phones, doing everything.
Well, I'm trying to call Jack. Sometimes it's difficult because I can't find him over here. He's in Pittsburgh now. He just got back from Reno, by the way, Jack. How did you bowl in Reno?
Well, I did fairly well for myself. I didn't embarrass myself as I usually do.
See, now we didn't hear anything about this, and it took Red to bring this up, which is good, Jack. You kept this a secret.
Well, I'm naturally a low-key kind of guy. You know, I don't like to brag, even if I only hit my average.
Fifth frame, Mark Talmadge looking to triple. 3 in a row. Mix? No, left the bucket.
Sometimes bowling the ABC tournament, it's pretty tough to hit your average, though, Jack. You know that. I know that, too.
Well, it is. It's the granddaddy event of the bowlers' world for all the sanctioned bowlers, and I think there was something like 36 countries that participate in it. And you're in a large coliseum. You've got stands with hundreds of people out there watching you, and it's quite an impressive event. So it kind of gives you a little bit of jitters, but and it's hard to throw big scores under all of that for us novices. But it's a great experience.
Mark Talmadge wrong side.
Every bowler
pick
should
it up.
try to enter it at least one time in his career.
It's fun. It is really great. Those lanes are specially constructed just for that tournament. They build them just for that tournament, and when the tournament's over, they take them all down, cut them up, and
put them away for next year. Yeah.
Well, they don't put them away for next year anymore, Jack. They usually send them over to a new bowling center that's going in because, see, AMF and Brunswick alternate years with those centers. So this year, it's Brunswick's lanes that are out there. Last year, AMF had the lanes out there.
Being here with you guys, this is like that show, The Sports Writers on TV. This is like the bowling owners on TV here, and all the inside scoop.
Well, what Red said is a good point to bring up, that they're not storing them each year now because both manufacturers cannot make machines and lanes fast enough for the growth of the industry throughout the world. Overseas is starting to boom in bowling, so
Well, bowling's
truly a worldwide
gaining
sport.
popularity, as emphasized in the local paper article by John McCarran in the Springfield Union. I remember when that article used to be just a little two-liner, and now it's a column and a half sometimes, Jack.
Well, there's a lot of news out there, and John's doing an excellent job of reporting it, and the people want us to read it. So,
Well, back to the match here. Take a quick look and see what our score looks like. Mark Talmadge enjoying the lead early on. 40.
Tom's
just
got
about
to start
40.
throwing some strikes right now.
Yep. Tom Kelly on lane 4. He's thrown it in the channel twice on this lane.
yep, it's time to make his move.
See if he adjusts here in the 6th frame. Brings it in. Will finish. Bangs. Put it right where it had to be.
Moved way in compared to what he was playing. He's moved in probably a good 6-7 boards.
All right, he's trying to cut into that lead. He's down by 39 pins here through 6. But with a strike up. Home viewers jackpot this week worth 55 bananas, plus or minus 5 pins of the champion score. 7th frame. Looking to double. Will it come back? Needs a mix. Oh, what a mess. Not what he wanted to see.
He doesn't seem to be as strong at the line as he has been in the past. I don't know if he's taking something off the shot to help it come back or not, but maybe our super technical analyst, Red Burnham here, can spot that.
Sure, one of you guys can figure it
Spotting
out.
all
here.
kinds of things that I can't see. The old master technician at work.
Slowed it down. Pitch it up the 2, 4, 8, 10.
That is an
Unbelievable.
extremely difficult
Break out
shot
the
to
autograph
make,
picture.
especially
Of
for a
course.
right-hander.
I don't think I had ever made that.
What a
The thing
shot.
is, you don't get to shoot at it very often, thank
That's
God,
true. I
Jack.
was just going to ask you, how do you get to shoot at that, Red?
What a
Ask Tom. He's seen it twice today.
All right, 7th frame. That was a big ball for Tom Kelly. Keeps himself alive here. Mark Talmadge with a spare up. Whew, what a pickup. Is he going to finish? Looking for the next tap.
Oh, slid right off it. He's
Almost.
already carried 2 or 3 of those, but not that one.
Well, he's got a 38-pin lead through 7. He covers his 10.
Okay,
He
he
missed
had a
this
problem with this
earlier.
last time, yep.
We're thinking alike here, Jack. It's getting scary now.
Great minds at
Oh,
work.
and he missed it again, and he missed it again. You could hear him yell, wow.
Yeah, he tried to make sure he got it out far enough and just a little too far.
All right.
Okay,
Gives
he's
a little
got
bit more
room.
life.
He's got room, but let's see now if this unsettles him or not.
A little bit more life
He's a-
for Tom Kelly.
It's a good test for a young bowler. And he come right back.
8th frame, off and open. Mark Talmadge, will he be able to regroup? And lane 4 is usually his best lane.
He'll have to answer to Dad when he gets home if he doesn't pull this out.
Puts it out. It's going to be heavy. Avoids problems and just leaves the 1 pin. Maybe getting feeling a little bit of pressure here. Looks like, possibly.
Well, it's tough to win 3 matches. It's not an easy road to hoe. It takes good concentration, and you got to keep your adrenaline up.
There's a score. Tom Kelly back in the match. Shooting the 3 pin, Mark Talmadge. And he's going to cover. And one thing I've been remiss in mentioning is our Tournament of Champions, which is coming up in April. Tentatively scheduled to be on Sports Channel America, and if Mark Talmadge can pull this out, he will automatically be entered in the qualifying tournament.
Mark seemed like he started to try to place the ball rather than throw the ball the way he was earlier.
Yep.
I think he
I
was,
think he might be thinking a little bit.
he was thinking title, and I think he was starting to get a little bit too cautious.
8th frame, Tom Kelly, nothing to lose.
Way out there.
Gets it, yes. Strikes in the 8th. And he was not a lot of room left on that channel. A lot of sparks flying off the thing.
Okay, he's got room, and he's serving notice with that one.
A strike here could put him back into the match.
Moved within 27 now. Strike up. Well, Tom's a competitor, and he's going to make a run, no doubt about it. Wants to retain his title. Ninth frame, strike up. Big, big ball for Tom Kelly. Pitch it out there. Give it some room. Will it finish? No, left the 7. Will it come
Wait a
around?
minute, wait a minute.
No.
Short pins.
Okay, left the 7. And Tom will straighten out his ball for this pickup. Extremely large backswing. So,
A high, hard one for that one, eh?
Yep.
Now, he doesn't want to trust the breaking ball, I guess, out there.
well, the best Tom Kelly could do with 3 strikes is 176. And Mark Talmadge can come up here in the 9th and 10th and shut him out. But as we've seen many times on this show, it's not over until the last ball is thrown.
No, he's got the spare. No gimmies.
9th frame, Mark Talmadge. Way out and lost it into the
Oh,
channel.
that's the one thing he did not want to happen.
Oh, my.
Now, let's see if he can cover it. He can cover it with a strike here.
Cuts it to 17 pins, and he needs to throw a strike here. This is unbelievable.
Well, as Yogi Berra said, it's not over till it's over.
That's right. And it certainly isn't. And what Mark Talmadge has done is create a situation for a very exciting finish here. channeled the first one. What does he do here in a second? And no, he opens up in the 9th, and that makes it a 4-pin match. 3 strikes, he shuts him out. 2 strikes and a 7, he shuts him out. Other than
Back in
that,
the third frame, he was 40 pins up.
yep. That's right, and now you can look back to that spare that Tom picked up. He needs 2 strikes and 7 to shut out Tom Kelly. Otherwise, Tom will have an opportunity to retain his title. In one of the strangest matches I've ever witnessed.
All right, and he's on his, he's not on his favorite lane here.
10 frames.
That's why it's important which one you pick
Brooklyn.
first.
Oh, Tom Kelly will have a chance. And if you're Tom Kelly, you have to feel pretty good right now.
Well, obviously,
And Tom is going to be bowling up on 4, and that's the only lane he's been able to strike on.
Yep.
So, he...
that's right. Well, I think that's where he's thrown the 2 gutter channel balls.
Oh, Mark's got to make sure he covers the 6. And he does. All right, so if he strikes here, he forces Tom to throw 2.
Count was very important here. Very important.
Yep. Needs at least 7 to force Tom to double. And as we've seen, that's not a given.
A lot of intensity here.
A lot of pressure these guys are under. Puts it out. That's a good ball. 6.
Well, we're looking at a possible tie.
Possible tie.
Yep.
That's right. Very.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't get his fingers into that ball. It was, I'm sure it was weighing heavily on his mind. He knew he had to hit the pocket.
Here, strike spare, we end up with a
That's
tie.
right. Well, Tom needs this one. He needs a strike.
If he throws a double, he's a winner.
Anything less than a strike, he loses the title. If he strikes, he's in a position to win the match or at least tie. And he's on the lane where he's thrown 2 channel balls.
I guarantee you he won't throw one here.
Puts it out. How's it look? Heavy. No, and Mark Talmadge will win the match. Mark Talmadge will come sputtering across the line, and he's got to feel very good about taking home this title. Best Tom Kelly can do is 164. And the Admiral covers it up.
Well, they certainly made it interesting.
Well, Red, we have to have you back more often, because this has been a very exciting night.
They had me biting my fingernails over here.
Well, a win is a win. Only got to win by 1.
I'm done on a strike right here.
All right, so Tom Kelly goes out 162. Mark Talmadge 166. Stay tuned, Red. Great having you here this week. Tune, I'm looking forward to talking to the bowlers. Interesting evening of bowling.
Oh, very interesting day today. It's nice to see the new faces out there and some good scores today. And it looks like it's only going to get better.
Okay, we're going to bring up our 4th place finisher, Mr. Bob Pilastri. Bob coming up. Bob, you bowled a fine game. You bowled two games. The first one, you were a little bit tough the first 4 or 5 frames, but you came on very strong.
Well, you get lucky now and then. Sometimes you don't. Just lucky to be here, that's all.
Oh, it was a great showing. Here's your 4th place check worth $75, and look forward to seeing you again on the show.
I will.
Okay, now we're going to bring up our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Phil Kowalski. Phil, a regular on this show. Might as well put him on the payroll officially. Phil, it was a tough shot for you.
Well, it wasn't really that bad of a shot. I just wasn't hitting it, and Mark was taking full advantage of it, obviously, with the 259 game. But I'll be back.
You should have had him in his last game, not the second match.
Yeah, it would have been nice to bowl him in the last game. 166 was still good enough to win, though.
Okay, here's your check for $100, and we know we'll see you back again. Yep. Congratulations. Now our runner-up, and gentlemen I'm looking forward to talking to, Admiral Tom Kelly. Well, Admiral, it's I'm just going to ask you what happened.
I thought there was a shot further outside on the gutter, and unfortunately, there wasn't.
Well, there was, but see, the thing is, there's no pins when you do that.
Oh, yeah. Next time.
Tom's a great guy. He's our runner-up this week. He's giving a check for $150. We know we'll see him back. He's also going to be our tournament champion. So, Tom, we'll see you again when you come on next time.
I hope so.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Congratulations.
Now our new champion, Mr. Mark Talmadge. Mark bowled two real fine games and one different game.
Tight there, that last game, Liz. interesting, but I'm trying to make it real interesting.
Well, you certainly did, but it looked, did you feel a little bit of pressure like from the sixth frame on? Is that what happened?
Yeah, definitely. The light's a little warm. And
Red had commented that, Red was in the booth with us, commented that he thought you were just trying a little bit too hard, starting to think a little bit.
yes, I was. I was a lot more relaxed the second game than I was the third game. It's my first championship, so.
Well, that's a good point. We have a $300 check for you here. We have a $70 check for you here for the 7 in a row. We're going to get you a shirt when we come back to pick the home viewers jackpot, and also you're entered into the Tournament of Champions, so it's been a good week for you.
Okay, thank you.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with our home viewers jackpot.